Have you ever wondered why some women become utterly untouchable, not because they don't feel, but because they've transcended the need for love itself? What happens when a woman steps beyond desire, beyond craving, beyond the aching hunger, to be chosen and instead chooses herself, fully and fiercely? Today, you're about to witness the dangerous power of a woman who no longer needs love. Why this truth unsettles the very core of the masculine soul. Most women grow up in a world that tells them their worth is measured by being chosen, by softness, rewarded with attention, by love defined as validation from others. This is the cultural myth idea that love is the lifeline, the oxygen of existence, the measure of a woman's success and survival. But what if this lifeline is an illusion? What if the deepest, most dangerous power a woman can embody is the refusal to breathe that same air of dependency? There exists a particular archetype of woman who terrifies the collective male unconscious. Not because she is harsh or unfeeling, but because she is whole. She is a woman who has wrestled with her shadow, who has dared to sit alone with her loneliness and grief, who has dared to face the silent terror of being unmoored from the need for another. In this refusal, she becomes an enigma, a force of nature impossible to tame or possess. Her danger lies in her detachment, not the cold detachment of avoidance, but the fierce detachment of mastery. She no longer negotiates with her worth through the eyes of others. She no longer offers herself as a balm to soothe the egos of men. Love, for her, is no longer survival. It is a choice, a sacred offering made only from abundance. Men sense this shift with an instinctual alarm. It is not in her words, but in her absence, not in her touch, but in the space she refuses to fill with desperation. When she does not chase, when she does not plead, when she walks away without apology, the masculine ego trembles. This woman is not a puzzle to be solved or a prize to be won. She is a mirror reflecting the unresolved depths within him. Carl Jung spoke of the anima, the feminine essence in every man's unconsciouses, both muse and tormentor, a source of longing and shadow. A woman who no longer needs love is the living embodiment of a fully integrated anima, wild and sovereign. She refuses to be reduced to archetypal roles, not the damsel, not the nurturer, not the submissive. She is the sacred feminine, risen from the depths of individuation. It's unchained from collective expectation, to the man still entangled in egoic patterns of possession and control. She is a challenge he cannot meet. He experiences obsession, not born from attraction alone, but from the panic of losing the familiar scripts that once assured him power. She disrupts his illusions, shatters the projections he cast upon her, and stands firm in the quiet power of her self-possession. This dynamic exposes the fragile boy inside the man, his wounds, fears, and shadows. She demands he confront himself, not her. She refuses to play the role of the caregiver to his inner child, or the muse to his ego. And in that refusal lies her danger and her power. For the woman, this transformation is a journey through darkness and fire. To no longer need love is not to no longer feel it. It is to learn to sit with love as a sovereign being, grieving without drowning, loving without clinging, opening without surrendering. It is the path of shadow work, confronting the parts of self long hidden beneath the masks of seeking and needing. The process is alchemical. She encounters her loneliness and makes it a sanctuary. She faces the silent wounds left by unrequited affection, betrayal, and abandonment, and does not seek to heal them in another, but within. Through this inner crucible, she finds a peace that transcends dependence. This is the essence of individuation, the sacred psychological process Jung described as the soul's journey toward wholeness. The woman who no longer needs love has retracted her projections from the world and returned them to herself, no longer defines her worth by external validation, but by the deep knowing of her own being. Her love, when it flows, is no longer desperate or conditional. It is an offering born from fullness, not from deficit. This love is not a transaction, but a sacred act of presence. Men who meet her may react with confusion or fear. They may label. her cold, distant, or prideful. But this is a misunderstanding of sovereignty for indifference. Her silence is not rejection, but a boundary. Her refusal is not cruelty, but self-respect. To love her is to meet her on equal ground, to honor her autonomy, and to embrace the challenge she presents. She is not a prize, but a partner. Not a possession, but a reflection of the depths within yourself you have yet to meet. If you find yourself drawn to her, know that this attraction is not mere desire, but a summons, a call to awaken from the illusions of dependency and to enter the realm of authentic presence and self-mastery. The woman who no longer needs love moves through the world with a quiet power. She is a lighthouse in the storm, not beckoning ships to shore, but standing firm in the raging sea, guiding only those willing to navigate the depths with courage and truth. Her solitude is her sanctuary, her boundaries, her temple. She has burned the scripts of old and rewritten the story of feminine power, not as submission to another's will, but as fierce embrace of her own. The masculine ego may falter before her because she holds up a mirror to its unhealed wounds. Yet, she does not seek to break him, but to invite him into his own wholeness. She asks not for his love, but for his presence, not for his possession, but for his honesty, to you. Watching now who may feel the stirrings of this transformation, within yourself know this. Freedom from need is not absence of love, but the presence of a new kind of love. One that flows from the deep well of self-understanding and shadow. Integration. You are called to release the old stories of lack, to grieve the parts of yourself still clinging to external validation, and to rise as the sovereign soul who chooses. Love without needing it. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius. And Epictetus taught that true freedom is mastery over the self, not control over others. The woman who no longer needs love embodies this wisdom in her bones. She masters her inner world, accepting the chaos without losing peace, embracing the unknown without fear. Her power lies in discernment, the ability to choose connection when it nourishes the soul and to walk away when it poisons it. She does not settle for crumbs or illusions because she knows her worth is inherent, not earned. For the men who encounter her, the invitation is clear: to meet her with depth and presence, or to recoil into old stories of possession and control. Her danger lies not in harm, but in her unwavering truth. She does not chase, she does not plead, she chooses. The woman who knows her worth doesn't chase, she chooses.